guys, Sophia here with turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com, and I'm back with another video. We're going to be talking about the IFBB Pro Bikini Judging Criteria. There has been a lot of chatter online from all kinds of people, judges, coaches, athletes, just fans commenting on people's pictures. And I wanted to just give a bit of a perspective of what I think and also let you know what the judges are actually saying. And before we get into it, I just wanted to mention I've been trying to do a video every week. And if I'm not back next week, it's actually because I am due to have a baby. I am almost 38 weeks pregnant. And so I might be a little busy in the next couple weeks, but I will be back. So if you don't hear from me for a little while, that's probably what's happening. But let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that I've been hearing a lot of is this idea that bikini is somehow becoming smaller. I don't really see it. When you compare Janet, who won the Olympia this year, to Isa, who won it last year, I don't think Janet looks smaller. She just is her own different person, right? She's got her own beauty about her, her own beautiful physique, but I don't think she's smaller. She's just different. Very comparable in terms of the amount of muscle, the definition, the conditioning, the posing. So I don't think it's a crazy win for Janet to have won the Olympia this year. She looked fantastic. And I don't think that she looks smaller than previous bikini champions. So that's the first point. I'm not seeing a shrinking of the bikini girl. The second thing I wanted to talk about was this idea that we need to have a smaller bikini in order to make room for wellness. I just don't see that either. And the reason I don't see it is because wellness is pretty darn established just on its own. You don't need to have a smaller bikini because wellness is absolutely different than bikini. They are not so similar that you need to start shrinking the bikini athlete to make the wellness athlete look bigger. They already look bigger. They're more muscular. I think, just looking at this picture here of Francielle, who is our first qualified athlete for Olympia, it's clear that the wellness girls have more muscle than the bikini girls. So those are kind of the 2 points. I don't think bikini's getting smaller, and I don't think that bikini has to get smaller to compare with wellness. Now, let's actually look at the rules. The NPC website tells us exactly what they want of a bikini girl. So, first of all, bikini athletes should display a foundation of muscle which gives shape to the female body. You can see Janet has a beautiful shape. Second of all, full round glutes with a slight separation between the hamstring and glute area. A small amount of roundness in the delts. Conditioned core. And then the overall look, hair, makeup, suit, and tan, which Janet has so well. Her presentation is beautiful. Now, an athlete should not display the muscular density seen in a figure physique, squared glutes, muscle separation seen in figure competitors, graininess, or striations anywhere. And I don't think anybody could confuse a figure athlete with a bikini athlete. Their physiques are very different. You don't need to alter bikini in any way to separate it from figure. Very different amount of muscle, very different amount of conditioning, definition, the whole thing. Okay, now looking at the NPC wellness rules. So first of all, the division is for females with athletic physiques that showcase more body mass in the hips, glute, and thigh areas. The upper body is developed, but not to the same degree as the lower body. And that right there is where I think wellness is going to really evolve, because I was actually under the impression that they wanted a small upper body with a very large lower body, which to me would signal disproportionality. And that's not what we're seeing at all. I have been so blown away by how beautifully proportionate the wellness girls are, from the upper body to those little tiny waists to those gorgeous, very muscular lower bodies. The upper bodies are perfectly in balance. They're not necessarily the same amount of muscle, but they're still balanced and proportionate. And so I think that's something that we're going to have to just wait and see how the division evolves over time, of what exactly the judges are rewarding in terms of the upper body muscle versus the lower body muscle. Now, in terms of the frequently asked questions, they want conditioning almost on par with bikini athletes, but slightly more muscle. They want to see a little body fat with slight separation, but no striations. The abs should be as is currently in the bikini division. The shoulders are more developed than bikini, but less developed than figure. And I think comparing them side by side, for sure, you can see it. Francielle in the middle is a little bit bigger in the shoulder than Janet, but definitely smaller than Sydney. They don't want to be as lean or have striations, and they definitely do not want shoulders like women's physique. Now for quads, they should have an athletic appearance with slight separation, no striations, not as lean or defined as physique and figure. And there you can see Francielle on the far left absolutely does not have the definition of figure or physique. She's got a lot of muscle, but the conditioning is different. And as for the glutes, they should be full round glutes with slight separation between the hamstring and glute area, but no striations, just like the bikini division. And when you look at Janet and Francielle, so the left, there's Janet and there's Francielle, they look very comparable in the type of conditioning you're seeing. You get that little bit of the glute ham tie-in, a little bit of definition in the hamstrings, nothing crazy, but they are nowhere near the leanness or definition of figure and physique. Also, they want the glutes to be bigger than currently in bikini, and I think that's evident. So, to wrap up my point here, I don't think you need to change the bikini division to make space for wellness. It fits very well in between bikini and figure. There's more muscle, but there isn't more leanness or conditioning. It's very similar to bikini, but still different. Now, the next point I wanted to talk about was Janet herself. This idea that Janet is small to me, no, I don't think so at all. And look at the post that she made showing her progression. She has not gotten smaller. She is beautifully muscular. Her glutes have grown. Her shoulders have grown. She looks fantastic. The biggest change, I think, with Janet is the posing. And of course, the posing has changed. Posing has changed a lot, especially since 2014. So this is a slide that I'm showing from a video I made about the Arnold last year. So these are all the Arnold winners, and you can see how different the posing used to be from 2011 all the way up to now. And the biggest difference is the emphasis on the hourglass figure. And that's what Janet really showed. That's what Isa shows. And that's what's important. So in addition to all of the muscle, the posing and the presentation are super, super crucial. And then, lucky for us, one of the judges actually chimed in and told us exactly what it is that they want. So I'm going to kind of paraphrase, read quickly. He says, in bikini, they are looking for an hourglass shape with full muscles. You need to have balance between your upper and lower body. You need to have round and full glutes. You need to have amazing presentation. Your overall bikini look, hair, makeup, suit, etc. needs to be on point. You need proper conditioning. And then he talks about how you shouldn't copy what you see another athlete looking like. You need to improve your own physique to bring the best possible physique you can bring. Because, of course, you have your own strengths and weaknesses. He says that it was very difficult to choose the top three because their physiques were not exactly the same, yet it was extremely hard because they all had an hourglass shape to their physique from the front. They all had amazing balance between upper and lower. They all had full and round glutes that stayed full and round while they completed the walk. They all had proper conditioning, and each of their presentations and overall looks was beautiful. So they don't want too skinny and lean. They don't want too muscular or hard. And he says right there, it's a very fine line with bikini conditioning. And that's what makes it so tough. And then he says, we also don't want you flaring your lats out in your front pose or twisting front pose like a figure competitor. We want to see some back development that causes you to naturally have an hourglass shape without flaring your lat all the way out. We do not want to see depth in your lats like we see in figure. Posing is extremely important to showcasing your own physique properly. And then again, he talks more about don't copy what someone else is doing. Figure out what makes your body look the best. So that's pretty clear. He is saying that the judging criteria has not changed, and they're still looking for the same thing as they've been looking for the last couple years, which is, of course, that beautiful hourglass figure. Now, my goodness, how hard is the bikini division to judge? I can't even imagine. Everybody to me at this Olympia looked amazing. They all had something so special about them. It's just a really tough, really difficult division. And I do think it's clear, though, that it's not smaller than before. Maybe a little different, fair, but not smaller. So if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Maybe you think I'm crazy and they are getting smaller, or maybe you think that they need to get smaller to compare more with wellness. Let me know your opinion in the comments. So you can find me at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee. And wish me luck with this baby. See you soon.